What do you think the good answer would sound like?
You tell me, enlighten me. You're more educated on it than I am.
Well, are you against animal cruelty?
Like, I know me saying yes and then telling you I'm not a vegan is hypocrisy, so I can't really say yes, can I?
I respect that.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not oblivious to what goes on, and I actually deeply respect vegans. And
you should join us.
Yeah, this is the thing, right? I really
and not just be about it in that sense.
I know,
you know what
100%.
I mean?
I really respect the morality of it. I'm just too selfish. I know it's selfishness. I'm self-absorbed. I'm consumed by my want for.
Do you think that, like, if our lives should be about anything, they should be about a gradual process of self-improvement?
100%.
And like higher awareness and just that personal evolution? Yeah.
You know, prosperity.
Yeah.
Moving in the right direction.
And do you think we can ever like fully walk that path if we're funding like unnecessary violence?
I don't think. Well, that's like what's compared to something. Will we ever get rid of racism? Will we ever get rid of murderers, rapists? No, unfortunately.
We don't know the answers to those questions.
I don't think that all these.
But we should always try.
We should always try. You're right.
Yeah.
But these cynical
regardless
things,
of how pessimistic
100%
people can be, and
for sure,
you know,
nice. You have to be optimistic.
It's for sure, man. It's like any sort of ism that has a negative impact on a marginalized group. Usually we talk about marginalised groups as people, but animals are arguably the most marginalised group of all beings, because like we've turned animals into sandwiches and shoes and jackets and rugs. It's like, what person do you know in history that's ever been reduced to an inanimate object? You know what I mean? Just props. Like, I'm not judging. I'm just trying to make people more aware. But
I know, I appreciate.
People are literally wearing like the skin of dead animals without a thought of it. You know.
It's selfishness.
But it's also like I'm not here to just like cast judgment on people. I'm saying like I grew up in that society too, and I was once like that too. And if I can become aware and make better choices, then why can't I go into the street and talk to people about it and encourage them to make those choices?
I appreciate what you're doing. I appreciate the education and the knowledge you're sharing. I think it's all it's relevant. It's really relevant, and I think what you're doing is for the greater good of Earth.
Definitely, man. Yeah. It ties in on
not humans,
on a whole. Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's how bad it's gotten. Like the level that we abuse and slaughter animals is a global level, so bad that the future of our planet and the climate is literally at stake. You know, we have these epidemics of heart disease, cancer. They don't come from eating like fruits and vegetables and pulses and beans. You know what I mean? They come from eating carcinogenic flesh of suffering animals. And it's just better from a spiritual, like physical, mental, like even conscious like point of view. It's like I'm not putting the flesh of innocent creatures who suffered and wanted to avoid suffering just as much as me. I'm not like paying for that and putting it into my body, you know.
I appreciate
but it's
that.
just about conscious awareness.
The agenda you're pushing. I think it's one of correct morality.
The only thing I would say is, and I don't mean this in the wrong way.
Go ahead.
But it's one thing to agree, but it's another thing to walk the path. And
for sure.
I'm not saying like all I'm saying is, man, like you got to look at what happens and be objective. And if objectively we can live and be healthy without causing suffering to animals who we deem worthy of moral consideration, then we're obligated morally to walk that path. And like 100%. It's as simple as just picking up a vegan option, like thinking more consciously around the dinner plate. Like
as of late, it has been something that I've thought about more often. But obviously, my own wants for me and stuff. I hold them in a higher place.
If I asked you right now, because I would say like that holding position where you have tiered things, that's maybe not something you've like thought about deeply. It's just like a part of social conditioning that we all carry unconsciously. But if I said to you now, like, what do you value more, convenience over someone's life? Which one are you going to say?
Well, I'd have to say, someone,
even
let's change to someone for the animal. I'm obviously going to say my convenience, because I still choose to eat meat every day. I'm conscious of what I'm doing and that it's immoral. But I'm selfish, and right now I haven't changed it. But I do appreciate the agenda you're pushing.
Do you think that animals are worthy of being considered as someone? Because I noticed you kind of made the distinction when I said someone. You were like, let's talk about.
Because I knew you were saying someone, but you actually meant the animals.
Yeah, because I feel like the whole problem with like what happens to animals comes from that point of view where they aren't considered as someone.
They're not considered as
when you remove someone's personhood, it becomes really easy to justify any type of behaviour towards them. But me, I want to like raise animals to the level of personhood.
Where we are.
So if people see them as an individual, then it becomes like a moral issue. With someone being negatively impacted by my choices, and I can simply choose to eat something else.
But I think the generation that we live in is that everything's about you, like you're.
So we're also self-absorbed.
We're all so selfish that I think like it's when you flip on the head and be like, you know, by eating animal products, how much it damages you in your mental health, your well-being, your fitness levels, everything. Your cancer, your illness.
Everything.
Once you flip it on that side, and then
and you stop kind of pushing it towards it being about the animal, being about the person. People are more likely to listen because people are selfish.
That's actually an interesting point.
That's like a really hard pill to swallow, but it's so true. I hate to admit that is a reality of our society, that when you suddenly make it about the person, they care more, but they should care on the grounds of there is an innocent someone suffering because of their actions. It's crazy, like.
It's not going to change until we believe that the animals are someone's rather than some things.
Exactly.
We need to go head home.
No worries.
Appreciate your time and your knowledge.
Can I give you guys a card?
Yeah.
So I literally just watched the first one. It's called The Best Speech You'll Ever Hear. It's on YouTube. All the rest are mostly on Netflix.
Are these just like some
YouTube links, documentaries on Netflix and stuff?
Is that the
Seaspiracy.
I don't know if Game Changer's there, but there's a bunch of different ones. Check out the first one, right? Best Speech You'll Ever Hear. Changed my life. It made me turn to a vegan from a meat eater. You know what I mean? From an animal eater.
Can I ask how long you're vegan?
5 years. Yeah, just over 5 years. Yeah, in March there.
Yeah.
She would be big on the eating.
Like I'm vegan. I'm very.
Eat very plant-based.
But it came down to like every time I was cutting down meat, and then I started being like, right, then I was only having chicken. I cut out red meat for the last of the
Yeah.
Then I only eat chicken every now and then, and so I go vegan. But now even if I have milk in my tea or coffee, like I'll get skin rashes.
It's not good for us. It's not good for us. We've been conned in a massive way where it's been marketed to us for decades, and it's just deeply ingrained subconscious values that people don't even realize they hold. You know, sometimes when people are challenged, they feel challenged by this. The conversation you're having with them it may be the first time they've ever thought about it, and they're feeling very defensive, and their ego mechanisms are up, and you know. So I just take that one obstacle at a time.
That's normal. We live in a society that's also very narrow-minded.
For sure. Check out the speech, guys. Have a great weekend. Thanks very much. Cheers. Peace. Thank you. Yeah, so that was a good conversation. Some young, conscious individuals who just kind of naturally fell into the understanding, and that's what we need more of. People who are willing to set aside their egotistical defense mechanisms and be open to what's really happening objectively to the animals. You know, when you look the world straight, you know, you have to be brave. You have to be able to be in this world and be of this world and look the world straight, dead in the eye, and say, right, this is what it is. I'm going to adjust myself accordingly. You know, your moral character, our moral compass, it all depends on that and runs through those things. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching.